Hey Manoa, this is Stefan with your weekly Manoa Memo. Wow, so much has changed in the last week. Last week I sent out a memo on Thursday talking to the church about continuing to meet every Sunday through what we're walking through as a nation. Obviously that is on hold. If you came to church on Sunday, we had our last worship service together, which was a beautiful time. And many of you watched online, and I thank God for that. We said that we're going forward for the next 2 weeks because schools are closed for 2 weeks, meeting virtually. Well, obviously many of you are following the news very closely. This week the CDC requested that groups no more than 50 meet together for the next 8 weeks. And then the White House came out and said, please no larger than 10 people together. And so that's clearly changing our plans going forward. And we want to be careful not to spread this disease, this virus, to one another and to our neighbors, and love our neighbors. And so we are going forward with a virtual plan attached to this email. This is a longer Manoa Memo, but please open the email that's attached to this and follow along, because there's 10 things today that I want to go over to get us all ramped up for what it looks like to be Manoa Community Church meeting virtually from our homes. And we have some exciting ways that we're going to do that together. If you don't have access to that email, look in the comments of YouTube, or look in the comments of Facebook if you're seeing this on social media. Click that and that'll open up the MailChimp account that this was emailed out with. You can subscribe to our MailChimp as well. Just go to the bottom, there's a way for you to just subscribe to get the emails that go along with this. So there's 10 things on this email that I want you to follow along and look at. The first thing is you scroll down under the video is this. There's now a way to submit your prayer requests and praise reports directly to us via the email that goes out every week. And so please continue to send those in. As we continue to meet virtually at church, I'm going to receive those. We're going to pray for those, email those out. And if we get great praise reports, we also want to share that with the church as we meet virtually on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. I'll share about that in a minute. But of course, if people are suffering, if people are inflicted with this virus, we want to pray for you as well through this and support one another. So please share those prayer requests as long as we continue to meet virtually through this email. Secondly, go down to the left. Global Outbreak is the next series. We're pushing pause on the book of Acts. We're launching this Sunday at 10 o'clock a mini-series called Global Outbreak. And it's going to be a series preaching specifically how to find faith in the midst of fear in COVID-19. This is not only a great way for us together to be going to God's word to hear from him, it's also a great opportunity to forward this to your friends and family and those in the community that are fearful and scared and want to know what God has to say about this. Last Sunday was the National Day of Prayer, and the president rightly called us as a nation to turn to God in times like this. That is the correct impulse. And with all the other things that we should be doing as far as trying to keep our hands clean and so forth, and all the various things of not spreading this, we also have to look behind the curtain and say, God is still sovereign. He's still on the throne. And how do we seek God in the midst of this? Because it's times like this, we realize that we are very small and very fragile, and we need God. So please spread this series around. It's going to be on YouTube every Sunday at 10 o'clock. Couple things I'm asking for you to do, even right now as you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe link there for me. And also, if you would, the little bell there, the alerts, that'll help us know if I post something, you'll be alerted to it in real time, what's going on in the church. And the more that we get subscriptions there, I'm able to do some things. I have to pass that 100 threshold to be able to use various features in there. So please get us past that 100 subscribers so that we can continue to use YouTube in the most maximum effective way. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember that Global Outbreak is starting this Sunday at 10 o'clock. Below that, 1919 prayer, I've already talked about this. This is already starting to spread globally, this prayer movement. And I'd encourage you every day at 7:19 p.m., please set your clock on your phone or on your watch, something to remind you to pause and to pray for the eradication of COVID-19 from our land. Below that, you'll see we are launching this Monday a Bible reading plan together on the YouVersion app. If you don't know what that means, click through the links, watch the videos under this YouVersion header here. It's a great app that you can put on your phone, you can do it on your computer, and we're launching into a 60-day New Testament journey through the Bible. We're going to read the whole New Testament as an entire church together over the next 60 days. Every day, the same assignments, the same reading assignments will be put in there. And there's a way for us to communicate with one another daily about how God is speaking to us. And so this is a great way to keep us connected as a local church and speaking to one another. And of course, if you're not part of our church, feel free to jump on board and join us in this 60-day journey. There's a link there that will add you to the group so that not only are you reading at the same pace as the entire church, but you are also able to comment and talk to one another inside of the app. There's also a way to send prayer requests directly to one another inside of that app. It's a really cool app. It's totally free. Go ahead and download the the YouVersion app. There's links for you there. And this Monday, we're going to start reading through the entire New Testament together. If you slide up to the top right there, Right Now Media is the media resources that we use for many of our small groups. And we have a subscription to Right Now Media, which means that anybody connected to Manoa Community Church can have a login to it. So following this email, I will be sending out emails, inviting everybody who's getting this email into Right Now Media. So if you get something from Right Now Media, it's not a solicitation, it's not spam, it's legitimate. Go ahead and create a login for that. If you don't see that email, go look into your spam folder to make sure it didn't get filtered out. This will give you access to thousands of discipleship videos, including those that our small groups are going through right now. This will be important because I'll talk about our small groups in a minute. But either way, great free resources. Moms and dad, there's some great kids resources there as well. If you're inside for a long time, which many of us will be, please mix some of these Christian themed videos into the repertoire of what your kids are watching. So go ahead and create an account for Right Now Media after I send that out to you. Please look for that and register for that. Below that, you'll see that all of our meetings and small groups are moving to Zoom. Zoom is a video-based approach to doing meetings remotely. And so it's super simple to use. We'll talk about if you need tech assistance, but it works on smartphones, it works on tablets, it works on laptops and computers. And if you don't have any of those types of devices, you can even call in on an old school rotary phone, any kind of phone you want. And so all of the small groups and all of the meetings that we have are going to Zoom. So click through those links, set up an account if you want to do free meetings to initiate them. The free account allows you guys to meet for 40 minutes together. And so I'm encouraging the small groups to keep their same cadence that they already had, all the same meetings that they would normally have. For example, Financial Peace University, they're going to be watching their videos on Sundays from 11:30 to 12:30. And at 12:30, they're going to do a Zoom together for their small group discussion. If you have a meeting that lasts for more than 40 minutes, contact the church office@manoa.org, and we will give you the church's account to log in, and your meetings can go for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, as long as you need them. We only have one of those though, so if multiple groups are meeting concurrently, just go ahead and use the free account for us, and you can meet up to 40 minutes. So again, all of our meetings are going to continue through small groups in Zoom or meetings in Zoom. Below that, I hit this last week, so I won't belabor it, but the Kingdom Kids app is available for download, so you can watch all of the videos that your children normally would be watching on Sunday mornings. So moms and dads, go ahead and download the Kingdom Kids app, the Lifeway app, so you can follow along. And after Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock, be a great time, or sometime Sunday or throughout the week, filter that into the rhythm and cadence of your parenting so that you're doing additional discipleship with your kids. I would also encourage you, going back to our Sundays at 10 o'clock, to sit through worship together as an entire family. Obviously, this will archive and you can watch it later than 10 a.m. if you prefer on Sunday mornings, but I would really encourage you, moms and dads and kids, teenagers, to worship together through this season. All the worship that'll happen on Sundays at 10 o'clock, by the way, the words will now be put up on the screen so you can see what we're singing. We're also going to, during the sermon, scripture will be put up, the points will be put up. So we're really trying to improve our Sunday streaming experience for everybody so that we can truly have a worship experience in our homes. Below that, assistance. Deacons are here to serve you through this entire experience. You can email deacons@manoa.org. That's being checked multiple times a day, as well as Mary McCaffrey, the chair of our deacons. Phone numbers on there. You can call her directly. Assistance from anything, meaning you need help with something at your house. If you're feeling ill or sick, to check in with the deacons and to notify the church through the deacons, or notify me directly as well. They're also available for tech assistance. Now, if you notify Mary or the deacons, she will mobilize not the deacons themselves, but a group of volunteers who are willing to come and set you up on YouTube, come and set you up on Zoom, come and get your Right Now Media account started. So if some of this is overwhelming or intimidating for you, reach out to the deacons and people will be there quickly to assist you. Below there, you'll see Save the Date. Many of our events are still in place. We are canceling the egg hunt. We are canceling the Good Friday service, but all our Sunday services at 10 o'clock will continue indefinitely. This is the way that we will meet as a church. Finally, below there, you're going to see the tithes and offerings. We can't pass the plates anymore, and so please, please, please continue to give your weekly tithe to Manoa Community Church. You can do that online, as I shared last week. You can even set up a recurring giving through the link there and set that up for weekly or monthly, whatever the deposits by which you're paid for come in to tithe off of those to 10%. But if you prefer not to do it digitally, there's a few options for you. One, you can still mail in your tithes and offerings, so you can mail them to the church office. Or we've just installed a new secure drop box in the breezeway by the parking lot, the breezeway where the entrance is to the stairwell. You'll see a metal box with a cross on it. If you drop your gifts in there weekly, you can literally just drive by and drop off your gifts to the Lord there, and we will receive those every week. The last thing I want to encourage you, Manoa Community Church, is though this feels like we're going to be separated, in some ways we're going to explore some new ways to be connected, like these daily Bible readings together and talking to one another, and a great opportunity for us to be connected in these various other ways and walk through this season, not only as a church, but as a nation, really a global community together. And I'm praying and calling for us as a church to really exemplify what it means to trust God through this season, to trust God through the hard times and the good times, through the sickness and health. And so trust the Lord, be a witness for Jesus Christ. And I would encourage you, there is an opportunity. We had far more views of our Sunday service last Sunday online than we have ever had. The fields are white for harvest. This is a time where people are scared. This is a time where people are wondering if the end is even near, those types of things. And we've talked about this. We don't know when Jesus is coming back, but we have to get ready. And that's not falling on deaf ears right now. That's serious. That's legitimate. Heaven and hell is on the line. And so please take an opportunity to be a witness for Christ. Please take an opportunity not only to look to your own self-preservation, but to care for your neighbor and to care for others in this time, to love them with the compassion and the love of Jesus Christ. So please, please, please trust the Lord and embrace what he has for us through this together. And let's walk through this season together. I'm sure we'll be modifying this as we learn from this experience, but engage, lean in. We are a church family. Even if we're separated by distance, we are still connected in our hearts. So I thank God for you. I'm looking forward to worshiping with you this Sunday on YouTube at 10 o'clock. We'll see you there. God bless. Bye.